Alright, in this video we're going to be grading our quiz. The first one says to simplify the expression. We have 9r times r plus 3 subtract 2r parentheses r minus 4. Okay, we can now distribute. 9r times r is a 9r squared. 9r times 3 will be a 27r. Notice in this first multiplication there's two r's involved. It was r squared. 9r times 3, there's one r involved. Next, negative 2r times r is a minus 2r squared. Minus 2r times minus 4 will be a plus 8r. Lastly, we will combine like terms. R squared is like r squared. 9 minus 2 is a 7, r squared. It has to be the same and it stays the same. 27r is like 8r. 27 plus 8 is a 35r. And number 1, therefore, is D. Number 1 is D. Number 2 gives us the equation f of x is equal to 3/4 x plus 5/6 and asks us to evaluate f of 12. We're simply going to substitute 12 in place of x. So f of 12 is equal to 3/4 x, with x being 12, plus 5/6. Again, I've substituted in place of x. I've substituted 12. Alright, so we say f of 12 equals, simply typing this in your scratchpad calculator, 3/4 times 12 is going to be 9. 9 plus 5/6 will be 9 and 5/6, 54, 59 over 6. Number 2 is f, 59 over 6. This statement, f of 12 is equal to 59 over 6, is analogous to saying that 12 pairs with 59 over 6. X has become 12. Here x is 12. The function maps to 59.6 when x is 12, y is 59.6. These are similar statements. Alright. Solve the equation. 4t minus 5 plus 2t is equal to t plus 2 minus 2t. Well, we can solve this out. Number 3 for algebra. 1 numerical solve. We choose numerical solve number 1 when it's a one variable equation, number 1 for a one variable, and when it's a system, 2 equations, we'll choose number 2. Here we're choosing number 1, numerical solve. Typing in the statement. 4t subtract 5 plus 2t equal t plus 2 subtract 2t. Then comma the variable in question, that's t, comma t. It's 1. T is 1. Alright. Here's how we solve this one algebraically. Copy this down if you did not correctly solve algebraically. First, combining like terms on both sides. 4t and 2t is 6t. Subtract 5 remains. T minus 2t, that's a negative 1t. Don't need the negative 1, but I'll show it. Now, we have variables on both sides. I'll eliminate one of them. Eliminating this negative 1t by adding t to both sides. This cancels and leaves 2 on the right. 6t and 1t is a 7t. Subtract 5. Alright, solving for t, we'll add 5 to both sides. We get 7t is 7. Thus, t is indeed 1, dividing by 7. t equal 1. All right. Number 4. Here it's asking us to find the product. Product means multiply, and I know because they're connected. Again, we'll distribute. Distributing the x squared through both of these parentheses. X squared times x is an x cubed. X squared times 3 is a plus 3x squared. Now distributing the 4. 4 times x is a 4x. And 4 times 3 is a 12. And this statement is slightly different than ones we've seen previously because here the first term in this binomial is squared. So there are no like terms here. Notice this first one we had 3x's in this multiplication, an x squared here and an x, that's x cubed. X squared times 3 is just x squared. 4 times x, 4x, 4 times 3 is 12. There are no like terms. This one's complete. Number 4 is B. You could also have found this by using your y equals screen. We could have put this one into F1, and we could have put these in subsequent ones and compared their tables. So give that a try and see if indeed this will have the same graph as this. Using your grapher. Use grapher. Compare F1 and F2. You'll see that those two are the same. Alright, number 5. What is the value of x in this system? Well, back to the calculator. It's a system. Menu. 3 for algebra. 2, solve system of linear equations. We're on our default, that's good. 7x subtract 3y is equal to 6. 5x subtract 2y is equal to 5. And then just hit enter. 3 comma 5, that's x and y. 3 comma 5, but the problem says what is x? Thus 3. X equals 3. Alright. Number 6. Which of the following is a function? Remember, for a function, no confused x's. Alright, in a function, each x has a unique y that it pairs with. That is, one x will not go to more than one y. Looking at A, 300, 260, 275, 350, 225, 300. There we see there's the problem. 300's pairing with 9 and 300's pairing with 7. 300's confused. A is not a function. Okay. 300 has 2 pairings. B, 300, 260, 275, 350, 260, 310. Yep, 260. 260 has 2 pairings. 260 is going to 2, 260 is going to 4. Not a function. So you can see it's all about the x's in this case. Alright. C, 300, 260, 275, 350, 225, 330. I see no repeated x. This appears to be our function. D, here, 225 and 225. 225 pairs with 4, 225 pairs with 2. This one's not a function. 6 is C. Number 7. Get to the question sentence. What is the range? Well, range is the y. In this case, instead of y, we have used f of x. So, we're looking for the f of x. The range is the range is the set of possible outputs. In this case, the output we're denoting with f of x. Definitely not f and g. Okay. So now we just need to consider what this situation is going to look like. Here's my x and here's my f of x. It says the function represents a test score, so these are my test scores, of a student studying x hours for a test. The student studies for no more than 3 hours, so my x is my hours. The hours are going to be no more than 3. The hours are 0, 1, 2, and 3. This is my domain. Okay, so it's definitely not h. Alright. The range is the output. If you type this in to your grapher, you'll see that 0 pairs with 60. If he studies for 1 hour, 10 times 1 is 10 plus 60 is 70. And this will increase thusly. So f of x, these are his test scores. Okay. This is the range. They are the possible output values. These are the possible values of what he's going to score on the test. 7 is J. Alright, 8 says, what is the best estimate? Which is the best estimate to the system of equations shown in the graph below? What we mean to say here is the best estimate of the solution. Okay. Well, the solution is this point, and it appears to be slightly less than 1, slightly more negative than negative 1. Looks like G. This point would be 0.8, comma, negative 1.4. Number 8 is G. Number 9. He gives us the area of a rectangle and the width of a rectangle. It asks us for the length. Well, we need the formula for area. The formula for area is length times width. Let's substitute everything we know. The area is this, so area becomes 6x squared minus x minus 2 equals. Length we don't know. I'm going to leave it empty. Don't know what the length is. Width, 2x plus 1. So what we're asking here, which one of these binomials could we put here such that this one times this one gives this one? Now we could divide and try to solve for this, but we don't really have the tools right now to do that kind of division. So our best bet is to now substitute all these and do this multiplication and see which one gives this. This would be another good case for using our calculator. We could type this one in F1. I'm going to type this one in F1, and then I'm going to type this one over here in F2 and compare the graphs that they make. So here I go. Okay. Going to my Scratchpad grapher. Triple delete. In F1, I'm typing in this expression on this side. 6x squared, tab, 6x squared minus x minus 2. In the right side, I'm going to enter in this, but I'm going to try this first answer choice. Open tab, open parentheses, 3x plus 1, close, open, 2x plus 1. Alright, I want to see if they produce a similar graph. And it doesn't. Those two are different. Okay, so it's definitely not A. Now I'm just going to change this to B. Well, this is an easy change. Tab, go up, I just need to change that 3x plus 1 to a subtract 1. Enter. That's not it either. Okay. That eliminates B. Alright. Tab. Up. 3x subtract 2 now. Enter. They appear to be exactly the same. Right on top of each other. I'll hit Control T to compare their tables. And you can see every value they're the same. So indeed 3x minus 2 is correct here. Okay. I'm going to show the distribute to verify that this is indeed equal to this. Distributing 3x subtract 2, 2x plus 1. Alright. 3x times 2x is a 6x squared. 3x times 1 is a plus 3x. Negative 2 times x is a minus 4x. Negative 2 times plus 1 is a minus 2. Combining like terms, 6x squared remains the same. 3x minus 4x is a minus x, and then minus 2. And you see indeed, this expression and that one are the same, which we already verified with the calculator. Okay. Number 10. Which equation best represents the line of best fit? You could type all these in your calculator. I'm just going to draw myself what appears to be a best fit line through here. It looks like a pretty good one. What is my slope here, positive or negative? Well, it's negative, so that eliminates G and H. Now what is my y-intercept? That appears to be 0, 7. Well, that's F. Y-intercept of 7, slope of negative 1. If you typed all these in, you would see that this line is best modeled by F there. Number 11. Which is the equation of the line that passes through the point 0, 3 and 2, 0? Well, again, they're all in y-equal form. We could type all of these in and see who contains these points. First thing I notice is 0, 3. This is the y-intercept. Okay. Thus, that eliminates G and J. Okay, I'm going to show another thing I can look at, X and Y. Here we have 0, 3. Here we have 2, 0. Notice, as my X increases up 2, my Y decreases down 3. That's negative slope. Slope is change in Y over change in X. Change in Y is negative 3, change in X is 2. My slope is a negative 3 over 2. Well, that's H. But probably the very easiest way here is to simply type, again, using any time you see it has Y equals, I'm thinking calculator. Okay. I can type both of these in here and take a look and see who produces my table. So Control T, triple delete, yes. Typing in this first one, 2 divide 3x plus 3. Control T for the table. 2 pairs with 4.3. We want 2 pairing with 0, not F. Now I'm trying this last one, which we know is correct. Undo the table. Tab. I want negative 3 over 2. Negative 3 divide 2. Now, Control T. We see 2 pairs with 0. 2 pairs with 0. Good. And we already know that 0 pairs with 3. 0 pairs with 3. So indeed, the correct answer is H. 11 is H. Number 12. We want M, the slope of the line. Okay, well, to find the slope we need 2 points. Looks like one of our points is 0, 0. And it looks like another good point is this one, that is -1, 1, 2, 3. -1, 3. Okay. We can now enter these in our spreadsheet. Two, one, my new document. Don't want to save anything. 4, add spreadsheet. This is my X. This is my Y. -1, 0, 3, 0. Control add a document. 5. X here. Y here, and there you see the line. This line looks less steep than this one because the scales are different. Okay. Only call for difference between the way how this line would appear less steep than this one. Menu. 4 for analyze. 6 regression. 1 show linear. All right. I'm going to grab my equation and drag it off my... There you see, -3 is the slope, 0 is the y-intercept, which we already saw. So my slope here, m is -3. Right, another way we can find it, rise over run. Draw yourself a right triangle between the two. Slope is rise over run. Okay, in this case, 1, 2, 3, -3, that is my rise. Run to the right, 1. Well, -3 divided -1 is still -3. Same as that one. Also, we say slope is change in y divide change in x. Okay, looking at a table here. -1 to 3, 0 to 0. From -1 to 0, that's adding 1. From 3 to 0, that's subtracting 3. -3 divide 1. Again, -3. Same as these others. Alright. You can now grade your quiz. They're going to be worth 6 points apiece. If you miss 0, obviously you have 100. If you missed 1, you have a 94. If you missed 2, you have an 88. If you missed 3, you have an 82. If you miss 4, you have a 76. ... You get the picture. Alright. Once you finish grading your quiz, remain seated, silent, and solitary until the sub gives you further instructions.